Alright, good morning, my friends. And we're back with another episode of Rise of Nations, and we're going to do something very crazy today. Or at least I'm going to attempt to, because I'm looking at the operational theater of the world. And we're not necessarily at war with anyone, but we do want to push into Spain, because Spain is the closest enemy and the biggest threat to us, I'd say, pushing in from South America. So we want to create a situation where we can attack Spain relatively quickly, have a decisive victory, and just wipe them off the map. And I was looking at options for doing this because if you look around the world, there's a lot of conquering we still have to do. Let's see, I think it's the Japanese, the Persians, who are all over East Asia, and India and South Asia. They're all dangerous. So we're gonna do what we can. I decided to go with the option of an unholy alliance with Otto von Bismarck. Historically the greatest negotiator of his time, or one of the greatest foreign diplomats of his time, but because it's the AI in a video game, we should be able to get a good bargain out of him. And my goal is to trade off Scandinavia and just give it to him because, one, it's not really a position we can hold that well. It's kind of isolated from us, and then two, we can just win it back from Germany later, so I'm not concerned about that. So I'm going to reject all these ridiculous counter-offers, and I'm going to try to push my own counter-offer. We're going to make the best negotiation. There you go. We gave them some tributes, we gave them landmass that made sense to them, and we gave them a cultural dominance card. We don't really care about any of that stuff. What matters is we have the best alliance to take on the French, the cowardly French, and we're going to be fighting the French and the Spanish together. It's going to be 2v2. So we're 5 days into the New Year's at this point in my recording, and I hope you guys have come up with some interesting New Year's resolutions. I don't know how long things are gonna be good in the world. Things are getting a little bit scary, but let's hope for the best. Let's forget about all that stuff and play some Rise of Nations. So this is pretty standard. We're gonna have my allies, the Germans, versus the French and the Spanish, the Bourbon dynasty. And we're just gonna get our cities developed initially, and my ally has kind of the nomad issue where he needs to find a place to build his city. He doesn't have an established settlement, so he's gonna take a while to build up, but at the very least I have him. The Spanish kind of suck in this age. They do get the tercios, I think, but aside from that, like, their advantages, they'll have a few resource advantages from South America, and I think they're getting, no, I think it's the French, they're getting a reinforcement. So anyway, it's very possible to beat them, I think. But 2v1 would have been too hard. it would have been too messy. 2v2, we have a decently good chance. So I'll just set up my alliances here. Sorry, I'll build my infrastructure, get a second city up. We want to get some miners going. Second supply line of wood, possibly. Additional library for research, university, you know, all the good stuff. And I'm excited for later because it's gonna snow. So I feel like a 12-year-old kid. I haven't seen snow in a while now. My phone is alerting me that it's gonna snow at 7 o'clock. Which is a really weird function to have, but whatever. Let's get our army down here for absolutely no reason. San Francisco in Great Britain. Actually, no, in France. That's really weird. It should be called New San Francisco. And yeah, let's get our explorer just looking around the map. One of the perks of having an ally is that the ally will do exploration for you as well. It's, still, it's good that you do your own, just in case. Get some commerce and military up, get up a university. Economically, we're going to be behind for a little while because the defender always has a better starting position. But really that amounts to nothing later on, so we'll see. If you don't like debates, I would recommend staying away from Facebook forever, because right now I have a lot of people arguing back and forth over politics, and I'm to the point where I'm so burned out about it, I could not care less. Let's pretend none of that stuff exists, and let's explore territory that we occupy, because that makes sense. We got some decent resources around, we have some gems. Isn't it weird that you have to explore southern England or southern British Isles when you occupy it? Shouldn't it be that like that should all be discovered, but then the rest of the map should be undiscovered? I don't know. I guess that would be too complicated to script into the game. These Conquer the World campaigns. Let's get all our units together. Just building random forts, because that's what we do. Be as safe as possible in case any attacks happen. So we definitely, at least, you want to research Oath of Fealty. so that an enemy that's not supplied will take attrition. And then if an enemy is supplied, you can just kill the supply wagons and do massive damage. And we want to make sure all our resources are being used effectively, but we also don't, because we want to build some smelters. Quite a number of people we can add to that mine. And yeah, it's been so long that since I played, I wasn't sure if production buildings were actually necessary in cities to increase the output. Like, I thought you could just build like maybe like one smelter, one granary, and that they didn't scale, but they actually do. So whichever one you have in a city will increase the production for that city. You can maybe max out production and then have maybe 2 cities doing like one function. Like 2 cities of woodcutters and farmers, and then like a city or 2 of miners, and with oil obviously you don't need that many, maybe like 6 or 7, and then get up some refineries, because refineries increase your output by like 33% per refinery, so by the time you have 3 refineries up, you're getting your maximum output anyway. That's not for now, that's for much later. We still have a few ages to go before we have to worry about oil. Of course, as America, we're going to be taking all of the oil. I don't know if I'm even allowed to make that joke right now. What a twisted world. Anyway, so let's get up another set of woodcutters, because why not? Let's max wood production, because we're going to be building lots of ships. So ships are going to be kind of vital right now. Worry about everything else later, but we want to get as much explored as possible. And you know, looking back at this, so obviously this is pre-recorded. Kind of shocked at how badly I played this. You'll see. At the time I played this, I had been playing consistently Rise of Nations for a long time, so I was like super rusty playing this. I even forgot like how good bomb catches are, but I think I remember later in the game. I'm not sure, we'll find out. But yeah, let's get up to the next stage, because we want to have that tech advantage. Doing relatively well. I love how our capital is London, but all of our cities are American. You know, they wanted to keep some level of historical accuracy by having, you know, it's neat to have your capital be the city that you conquered, but at the same time it kind of doesn't make sense with the rest of your city names. So I have San Francisco in the middle of London. Sorry, in the middle of the British Isles. We have our magical tech advantage. Let's get our fleets into position and start moving around. Be fighting Emperor Napoleon. I definitely hope that's Napoleon Bonaparte and not his terrible Diet Pepsi knockouts, discount leaders. terms of France, there were a couple Napoleons, right? There's Napoleon III. I know, I think Napoleon III was the one that utterly failed at every attempt to fight Germany when Otto von Bismarck was the leader. I have a really fun, I don't know if there are people that probably have heard the story. If you take in international relations, you've probably heard the story before, of Napoleon III and Otto von Bismarck's negotiation with each other. I think it was Napoleon III, I could be wrong. So they were always fighting over Alsace-Lorraine, which was a very key territory between Germany and France, because it was along the Rhine, I think, and it was a very easy passageway to attack Germany from. And then France saw it as like a national security issue to keep it occupied. And during the era of Louis XIV, France had it for a long time. And then Germany beat France in a war, and they were able to take it back. I think that war was actually with Otto von Bismarck. So anyway, Napoleon like secretly has a private negotiation with Otto von Bismarck, and he tells him like, "Hey, I want Alsace-Lorraine back." And Otto von Bismarck's like, "Okay, I want your statement in writing so I can give it to the Chancellor." Chancellor or King? I can't remember. I think he is the Chancellor. I think it might be the King. Anyway. So he's like, "Okay, sure, I'm gonna give you a statement in writing." And this was during the time when newspapers were becoming popular. So he gives his statement in writing to Otto von Bismarck, and then Bismarck publishes it in the newspaper, making Louis look like a complete dictator, because he's demanding territory from a sovereign nation. It looked really bad. It pissed off the British. It definitely made France look like an outcast in foreign relations. Because people were still kind of like phobic about Napoleon. I still remember Napoleon Bonaparte. And it just looked so bad for the French during that time. It's hilarious. Bismarck was a really cunning leader. Probably the best foreign diplomat of his time. I don't know what his actual rank. I think the rank is Chancellor. But he was pretty much responsible for international relations with every country that Germany needed its relations with. And he was just very clever. He knew how to manipulate people to get what he wanted out of them. And his only real blunder was some economic deal with Russia that angered. It made the leader of Germany, the actual leader, angry. So he lost his position in power. Otherwise, he was probably the best Minister of Foreign Affairs, or whatever you'd like to call him. Best Chancellor that Germany's probably ever had. And he was probably the best diplomat of his time. A diplomat, I just mean like negotiator with other countries. So what are we doing here? We're gonna build up a better position for our navy. And we're gonna keep pushing the attack here. And I think I remember how bomb catches work this time, so I'm using more bomb catches. I was thinking of the last video for sure, where I just blundered completely. And I didn't build enough bomb catches to sack cities. But here, yeah, we're tying down the French and Spanish armies, and we're gonna try to take the Spanish in a surprise attack. And When you have bomb catches, you want to just attack every building, all their infrastructure. I normally keep infrastructure intact when I cap cities, but in this case I think it's better because it slows down. It's a 2v1 and you want to slow down as much production from one of the enemies as possible. Concentrate an attack on more split focus, and you and your ally take one of the opponents. So I don't remember how to control the ally and steer them into what I want them to do. So I'm letting them pretty much do whatever they want, and I'm just going to focus down on the Spanish right now. But because of how the AI works, most of their army is tied up defending the Spanish. So I have the French and Spanish armies up here. And I only have 2 libraries, which I feel like is a blunder. I should have more libraries. But it's too late for me to do anything about that. This is a post-recording. So, just building more military infrastructure. So we want to have some production and prepared for a land invasion. Kill the supply wagons. For no reason. Yeah, I don't know why I'm kind of wasting these bomb catches. I wish I did a recording, sorry, not a recording, I did a quest for the New World. And I wish I recorded that one. It was fun invading the Aztecs with so many bomb catches. That campaign I actually allied with the French, and they didn't surrender whenever we had battles together, which was fun. I'm actually shocked that the French are in it to win it. Like, they haven't remotely surrendered ever since we started this conflict. I think now is the time to secure landing from Britain to France. I'm gonna do Operation D-Day. It's not really D-Day because we're not really liberating anyone. Just I don't know what we're doing. Can't really call this a peacekeeping operation. Anyway, our German allies pushing into France. And we're still holding Spain down here. We took out their docks, their navy. So we have complete naval supremacy in the region. Just trying to hold their land army down. There's actually a lot of French troops still here. It would be safe to attack now. We have a large enough navy. I'm probably still a little bit concerned because the AI likes to mass produce units. Not that they know how to actually use them, but they like to mass produce a bunch of units. So, and then we're also mostly behind in technology, shockingly. Yeah, I'm not shocked that I don't know how to micromanage. Anyway. You know what would have been a great target all this time would be the library. When they could research any technology. I am so smart. It's okay, the Spanish can't do anything right now. Yeah, France is getting pummeled. It's not even post 1815, and France is getting pummeled like terribly. This should be the era that France is actually doing really well. Well, actually, yeah, this era, and then the reign of Louis XIV. Those are the two eras where France was actually, no, France has been solid for centuries. Charlemagne too. But it's a silly joke, you know. When 40% of your male population dies in war, you can't really do much with. Can't really do much about that. But anyway, we're landing our D-Day operation. Pressing forward. Continental Marines are just storming France right now. Spanish in the northeastern part of the country. Our cannon might die here. I think for now we'll probably be okay. And we don't have a supply wagon, but seem to be doing fine. I don't think the Spanish have researched attrition yet. They don't know that attrition exists. So let's keep killing as many of them as possible. We're getting flanked here. I think we'll be okay. I think the problem is arquebusiers are like old technology. So with our advanced continental marines and our fusiliers, we should do okay here. I really want a decisive victory with the Spanish, so I'm trying to take as many of their cities as possible. I think I might, I might have to retreat here. I don't think one cannon is good enough. And we're getting more units supplied, but they're coming from across the seas, so we don't have infrastructure yet. The French continent. That probably should have been something that I focused on. But here with our reinforcements, we should be able to do something. Hoping. The French are coming with their dragoons and they're dealing some pretty devastating blows. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to retreat. Let's retreat to the coast where things are safe. And we need some more armies out here. That was very Furic. I don't think we can afford to have that many losses again. Let's be 1-2 cities, but at what cost? Okay, we're gonna build military bases in France. These are gonna help us push forward. Okay, so Spain is done with, and we can just focus on taking out the French. And Germans and us, we have positions on opposite sides of central France. So we're going to be pushing in on the flanks, and we should be winning here pretty easily. We just need larger. Well, we need a supply wagon first of all. And we also need some cannons. I might not wait for any of that though. Because raiding the French villagers might be very valuable. Just rely on the Germans to supply armies. They're pushing into Paris, but I don't think they'll be able to sack Paris yet. Castile's under attack. I don't see what the threat is. And the French are smart. They actually did research attrition. But is it going to be enough attrition to deter me? You know what would be smart is supply wagons. I think I have Despot, so I should be able to raid though. Oh no. Doesn't seem to be doing anything at all. We're just gonna have to take the city as soon as possible. Not really a real American strategy, but we're gonna throw everything into the meat grinder. Hope for the best. We're gonna employ some Russian tactics here. Yeah, and I think here we're doing okay. probably want to take down these towers because they're going to be a threat to us. And just regroup, raid as much as we can. We want to disrupt their military infrastructure, their villagers, and their economy. Tours is under attack. Oh, yeah, but we're the ones attacking the tours. Is there a fort somewhere? It's probably like a fort or a tower that's attacking us. Yeah. I'm not gonna bother with that. I don't even think the moderate AI uses spies. Even if they did, they can't really afford them right now. Oh, the Germans are in a really good position here. We have to go help them. A little bit laggy here. There's a lot of sprites on screen, and I'm using not so good computer for this, although this is a 90s game, so pretty much any modern computer should do. Supply wagons, because this attrition is literally killing us. If I just get like one supply wagon, I could pretty much beat the entire French army. Probably want to scuttle my navy soon. That should have probably been the first thing I did when I secured the coast, but I wanted to be safe. But yeah, from this position we're pretty much winning. And France is fighting on its own. We're not even sure if this is Napoleon Bonaparte. The Spanish are done for. Yeah, we're just gonna retire the navy for now. We have a huge army. We just really need... I think I'm just gonna go for it, but it would be really good to get a supply wagon. But I think this is the only city that the French have left, so if we sack this, there's really nothing they can do. Gone down, but that's a lot of health. Okay. They have other cities. But at least we're not taking attrition, we can start raiding the main city. At this point, we've lost practically everything. We had a very strong starting advantage at the beginning of this this map. Continental Marines. This is the funnest age to play America for me. Like, I don't really care about Information Age. Yeah, you get free aircraft carriers, but it's so broken. It doesn't feel balanced at all. I don't like playing hegemonic powers. I like playing powers that take some skill. Still, I mean, Americans are fun. Just waiting for the timer to clock down now. But at this point, they can't really do anything else. The French are pretty much done for. Just gonna throw all my units into the mire. Okay, and we beat them within about 40 minutes, roughly. Probably could have done that a little bit more smoothly, but not too bad. Too bad we got the French oath of fealty, and have to respect that they didn't surrender. They really did not. We forced them to capitulate. And we got some new armies, one in the Alps, Switzerland, and another in West Scandinavia in case the Germans have any ideas. Spanish. For 19 tribute, that's all I'm worth, huh? That's all our alliance is worth. You have pretty much all of West Africa and South America. You want to piece me out for 19 tribute? I don't know. I don't know. That sounds so tempting, right? So yeah, I don't think France is gonna last the next century. Let's see. Persia and Russia are hammering away at each other. India's doing pretty okay. I think they took... Did they take Japan? Oh, Japan's gone. So good. And Egypt's doing really well in Africa. So yeah, Zarathustra, man. Oh, he's allies with Germany too. Be careful. Okay, guys, so that was our 2v2 match. French and British versus Germans and the Americans. So until next time, when we decide to possibly take Italy, possibly take Spain, I will see you guys another day. So have a great New Year, and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.